What's up and good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to another video. You might be able to hear behind me, we've got the old Honda 2000 generator running. That means one thing, that means the power is out to the house. Where we live in this valley, they are constantly upgrading our power and transmission lines. At first it was they're changing every pole from wooden over to metal, which is great because when the fires come through, you know, a wood pole is gonna fall over, whereas a metal one, it's gonna take a little more heat to fall over. And then I think last they were bringing three-phase into our little valley here, and I have no idea what the heck they're doing today. As big of a house as this is, I'm a pretty simple guy when it comes to like what I need for, you know, the day. The generator is running the refrigerator. I do have my beautiful Harbor Freight Predator generator, and I use that when I need to power the well and the booster pump to actually get water pressure. So that goes out over yonder where the well setup is. I'm not currently using it now because it's just me here today, and well, you know, I got like 3 or 4 toilet flushes before I need water pressure again. So that little Honda 2000, I like it. For less than a gallon of gasoline, I can power the fridge for the entire day. And then inside, I'm using my EcoFlow Delta 2 Max, and that is powering all of like the Wi-Fi, the Ethernet, all that stuff that you know, is kind of essential when you live out in the middle of nowhere. So I normally run a bunch of cords around off that Honda 2000 generator, but having this thing is super nice because I just put it in the corner where all of that stuff plugs into. And let's see, we've got 27 hours left of running basically the entire network infrastructure of the house. And this thing only had 80% battery when I plugged it in like 2 hours ago. So battery technology is getting oppressive to the point of where I was originally shopping for a whole home generator for this place, but I feel like if I can get a really gnarly battery system, and if any of you guys out there are experts in this, and I'm sure we're gonna get 8,000 different opinions. I have an existing solar system with an existing solar company. I don't really wanna go through them to get a battery system put in because I know I can do it better and cheaper on my own. However, will that trigger the power company and kick me out of the current net metering system that I'm in and put me into the net metering 3.0, which basically, if I'm speaking correctly, and I could be butchering this, for every kilowatt hour that I sell to them, I get a credit for one, right? Basically. If you go to net metering 3.0, which is the new system, because so many people got solar, right? Because we're gonna save the world, but now we're like, oh, we're not making any money. Now I think you have to send them like 4 kilowatts to get credit for 1 kilowatt, which is just stupid. So I don't want to get bumped into that because currently I'm 1 for 1. So if any of you guys know, can I add a battery system without the power company like tripping out and all of a sudden I'm no more longer grandfathered into the old net metering and I'm on the new one? Battle it out in the comment section. We've got the horse. She was outside sunbathing. So if you guys have never owned a Great Dane, they think they're big lap dogs. And then of course we've got everybody's favorite Gunner. What's up, buddy? If you guys have not checked out on the Work For It Apparel website, we have a new shirt in honor of our buddy Gunner here. I'll show you guys somewhere on the screen. It's one of my favorite designs we have put out in a long time. Y'all have a good day in here. I gotta go outside and get some work done. So today, well, coming outside, first of all, we're looking around. It's getting a little unorganized around here again. You know, we did have the tractor and the excavator up in the carport, but I was just using them the other day, so they are down here. Mini truck's hiding here to keep all the tools out of the rain because it rained pretty decently the other day, and yeah, we're too lazy to unload all of this. So there might be a project coming very soon that I want to do in terms of storage for all of that stuff. We'll see if I get started on that this week or not, but we do have a bunch of rain coming in the next couple of days. 110 is out here at the ranch, all nice and muddy. From being over on James's 110 track, the thing is turning out sick. So if you guys go follow Get Muddy on YouTube, check out his track. It is very close to being finished. I'm hoping we can finish it shortly and then start doing some 110 races over there, and I'll probably get some 110 content. But we're gonna actually be using kind of everything today. We'll be using the tractor, we'll be using the excavator, and it's a very simple thing that we're doing. It might be a boring video to some of you guys, but some of you guys like the random stuff around the ranch. And well, we've been doing a lot of catching up on random projects around the ranch. We've got the 6.0 fuel caddy. We've got 10 gallons of diesel, 10 gallons of old 91. A lot of people ask about the transfer tank that I have in the single cab. So we believe the 2 fuels were mixing. So the gasoline and the diesel was mixing. That's why my excavator, one of the reasons my excavator was kind of running pretty rough. So eventually all of the fuel is gonna come out of there and I'm gonna use it just for one fuel type. So whether that be, well, probably be diesel. Well, maybe it'll be gasoline. I don't know. We'll just have 2 pumps and 2 nozzles, and if the 2 sides mix together, who cares, because it's all the same fuel. But in the meantime, because I don't want to contaminate any of my machines, we're just using cans. So let's get the Coyote fired up and warmed up. And if you wonder if any of my tractors look like my vehicles, they do. We got water bottles, we got snacks, we got more snacks. We got some pretzels. Go. We are at 89 hours on this thing, and so far love this tractor. I spent like 7 hours in it the other day working on one of the roads around here, and it was just as comfortable as can freaking be. And we'll get the Mini X fired up. This old girl needs a deep clean. She is pretty filthy in here. This thing doesn't seal as good as it did when I first bought it, so she gets a little bit of dust in here. There used to be little rollers that went on these pieces right here. So when you slide this entire window up, there was some rollers there. But now that it doesn't have them, this piece is pretty loose and it rattles, which drives me nuts. But it also lets a lot of dust in because it's not tight against that weather seal. So definitely got to order some of those. This thing really does need to go in for like a full service. So what do we got right now? Oh, we got a low fuel warning. So the MO909 is actually, it is a code, but it only happens when you're super low on fuel. So we should probably top her off a little bit. And I almost forgot, check this out. So Mama Rhino read some of your guys' comment suggestions. Oh, it's loud in here. A lot of you guys suggested I get a steering wheel, little suicide knob, whatever you call these things. And Mama Rhino saw your guys' suggestions, and she actually ordered me one of these for my birthday. So pretty excited because I want to be no tired for driving. Let's play Guess the Country. What do you guys think? What country was this made in? So, what we got here? Got us a hypersonic spinning knob. It's a little loose, but it comes with some rubber to kind of tighten her up. And my favorite part, it actually comes with the Allen key. So, I don't really know where the proper place is to have one of these things. Right here, maybe? When you're cruising when it's straight, or is that a bad spot? I don't think you want it right there, do you? Maybe? I don't know. Alrighty. I feel like that's a good spot for it. I don't know, we'll see. But let's go put the tractor where we need her, or at least where I think I need her. Alright, let's see. Did we get it right? Maybe not. Maybe we do want it right there when we're going straight. Forgot I drive with my left hand. Maybe I need it over here. Sometimes I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, guys. You guys know that. You watch the channel. Alright, we'll readjust this later, but it probably should be over here. I have no idea why I thought this side was a good idea. I don't drive with my right hand. So it seems like the common theme in videos around here is gates. It's from the last couple of ranch videos we've done. You guys remember when we finished this gate, the last video we did was me and Papa Rhino doctoring up the very front gate down there. And one of the things when I installed this gate is I did not put a vehicle sensor, so when you leave, the gate automatically opens. The front gate used to have one, and that, I don't know what happened to that thing. It never, I don't think it's ever worked since we've owned this place, so we have other means of getting in and out of that gate. However, once you're inside the property, my plan was always to put a sensor on each side of this gate. So as you drive up to the gate, this one opens. As you're leaving, it opens. You never have to touch a remote. However, those sensors are $200 a piece. And I'm like, well, remotes are a lot cheaper. So I bought a bunch of remotes. You're gonna jump in a vehicle at some point that doesn't have a remote, and you're gonna wanna get out, and you don't wanna have to deal with trying to find a remote. So I've got one exit wand. We're gonna start with one. That'll be to get us out. And it just basically looks like a very illegal device here with some wires coming out of the top of it. And you bury it basically alongside your driveway, like so. And magnetically, it picks up that there is a vehicle coming, and that sends a signal to the gate motor to open the gate. Pretty simple, right? The instructions are great. They're very Chinese-y-ish. This is my favorite part of the instructions. It says, normally the range is 3 feet if it's a small car with a driving speed 6.2 miles an hour. The range could be 12 feet if it's a big bus driving 9.32 miles an hour. I feel like I drive some bus-sized equipment. Let's see, be buried 2 inches from the ground and 8 inches from the edge of the driveway. So basically what my plan is we're gonna make this as simple as possible. At least then we're gonna try. So obviously we need to get the wire to that box. I was originally gonna go straight down this side of the driveway, then shift over. I want it on that side. Reason being is, well, you can see the crew cab OBS is parked there, but there's a chance vehicles are gonna be parked here and I don't want them triggering this thing to go off. So ideally it lives on that side of the driveway. So instead of, you know, doing a bunch of weird runs and stuff, we're just gonna straight shot it. So we're gonna basically go at an angle here, right over to there, to wherever 50 feet is. I feel like the further it is, the better. It opens sooner, and you know, by the time you get to the gate should be fully open because this thing is fast. Let's open up our bundle of wire and see exactly how far we can get by the time we cross the driveway. I didn't really plan for this, and I don't really want to go to the store because that's like a couple-hour ordeal. So I was looking around for some PVC. I found some 1-inch PVC. I don't have any conduit laying around, so, well, actually I have 2 sticks of 3/4 inch conduit, but I mean, I guess I could transfer down to that. Regardless, if we were to take this 20-foot section and then run it there, I guess we could reduce it to a 3/4. Because I was thinking maybe we just run 20 feet across the driveway and then just direct bury that wire. I don't think it's really rated for direct burial, but it's like low voltage, right? Like there ain't nothing crazy. The only thing is you can see along this side of the driveway, we do get vegetation that grows, and I do run through here every once in a while with the box scraper. This is probably gonna screw me on that, and I'm probably gonna end up ripping this thing up at some point, so maybe I should put it on this side, but that would just make too much sense. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna put it on that side. But I think between 1 inch and the 3/4, we'll just use a reducer. We'll get it down and we'll get it to exactly where we want this thing. Of course, I put the excavator right in the way, and of course we're tangled. Okay, yep, bring that pipe with you. All right, we're gonna place you right there. That's my guesstimation. Now remember, eventually there's going to be concrete in here. There's gonna be planters in here. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff. So everything I'm doing, we'll just call it semi-permanent. That's where we gotta dig. So the reason I brought the tractor over is because I don't wanna mix the gravel and the dirt. So I'm basically going to push the gravel off to the side, dig my trench, put all the dirt in the bucket of the tractor, lay my conduit, and then probably just shovel it back out by hand, fill in the trench, and then push the gravel back over. We'll see how clean we actually end up keeping it, but that's the plan. That's the goal today. We'll even be official with some paint, so we have a somewhat of an idea of where we're going. I have no clue if I'm walking straight or if I'm walking crooked, but there we go. Yeah, it's a pretty straight line. Now with these new wireless mics that we are running, I am able to actually set you guys outside the cab, and hopefully you can still hear me while we're working. Now, obviously I had mentioned that I don't want to mix the dirt and the gravel, but you can probably see right here in front of me, we're pretty much dirt. There's not a whole lot of gravel here. We've dug this area up so many dang times without bringing in new gravel that we're kind of at the limits of not having to bring in new gravel. So we will be bringing some stuff in soon, but let's try to keep it looking somewhat okay and decent. And we're actually not going to be digging super deep right here. I went with the specs that were shown on the Amazon ad for this motor, and after I ordered the batteries, I realized that that was like the minimum specs they give for batteries, which says like if you're gonna open or close it like 6 or 7 times a day, this will work. Well, between all of us coming and going, the gate opens a lot more than that, and it has never given us an issue. It's never slowed down. Even on cloudy days, there's just plenty of battery for what we throw at this gate. So I'm very pleased with it, very pleased with this setup. So we'll continue to move this gravel out of the way. Again, sorry if this is not the most exciting video that we've ever made at the ranch, but oh, it's a necessary one. I'm just gonna dig, I'm gonna pull it back to myself until I get into a spot where I can actually dump it into the bucket of the Coyote. Good news is though, since we already dug all this dirt up and moved it around, it's gonna be pretty soft. Now again, remember, there's gonna be concrete on top of this at some point, and really we're gonna bring in more gravel. So we'll have more coverage than probably what it's gonna look like currently. Let's see, can we get it in there from this angle? There we go. A little awkward of an angle, but we got it. Push that back. Let's move a little more gravel out of the way. Hopefully the sound quality is good. Honestly, now that I'm looking at how much dirt is coming out, I probably could have just left it piled up on the side of the trench and not really needed the tractor. But you know, we've got both pieces of equipment. It's not the end of the world to do this. We've definitely got some dirt and gravel mixed in here, but it is what it is. Getting a little bit off my line. But the good news is, in a 16-inch wide trench, we've got some room to bend the pipe a little bit. Nice and gentle. Alrighty, so we've got the trench pretty much dug. It's cleaned out enough for a 1-inch pipe to go through it. We're going to, let's see, we'll take our 20-foot stick of 1-inch first, just so we can eat up some real estate. Bada bing, bada boom. Hopefully we can fish this wire through and it doesn't get caught up. All right, well, I've apparently lost my 10-foot section. That's gonna go right inside of you. Hold on, trying to do this one-handed. Dang, we almost got away with one more 10-foot stick. Close. I wonder if This has a bell end on it. For those of you that don't know, that's a bell end. You can see instead of using a coupling, it's got it built in. I wonder if that would fit, or is that too much to ask? Yeah, that's too much to ask. They're very close though. Actually, that's kind of identical. I think a 1-inch coupling will work to mate those two together. To the guest house garage to go find some fittings. Now, it has been super nice having the entire house fenced off from the rest of the animals. Everything just stays so much cleaner and nothing's getting torn up, and you can leave bags of stuff out and the donkeys don't get into it. I will say though, I am kind of over sharing the garage with the tenant. Not that I don't want them to have it, I actually want them to have the whole garage. I just hate coming up here to grab my tools and stuff out of here. But as you guys know, at the main house, we don't have a garage. That's where the gym and all that is. It was converted before we moved in. So like I mentioned earlier in this video, I think I've got an idea of something we're gonna be building soon to take care of that. And this thing's beeping again because there's no power, but thankfully that thing is on a battery backup. We've got my PVC fitting buckets. And we are looking for a 1-inch coupler. Of course, it's going to be the one thing I don't have of all the fittings and couplings that I have. I swear I had a container of just 1-inch couplings lying around here somewhere. Don't judge me on this one, but you know, sometimes when you live out in the middle of nowhere, you work with what you got. So we're going to use a T because that's all I got in 1-inch. We're going to use that as our coupling. If they connect together, we'll just point the T part down. Like I said, the wire is already coated. It's not rated for direct burial. But again, I feel like if a tiny bit of water gets inside this PVC, it's not the end of the world. See, will this even fit over? Oh, look at that. It's a little loose, but we'll glue that connection. And then obviously it'll fit perfectly over the actual PVC. We're getting hokey with it. And then because we already have a bell end on this one, we're good to go. So we'll cut us a little, about 5-foot section there, 4-foot section there. We don't have to be so hokey after all. I knew I had a container of 1-inch fittings, and that is right here. And there's actually some more PVC. We got some 3/4 PVC. We don't need it, but 1-inch fittings. So again, this is what I'm talking about. Wait till you see how my backyard is right now. We've got the Harbor Freight paint sprayer right there. We've got paint that we used for the fence. Coming over here into my tool corner, this is all the tools that we used when we were building the pool and the pool deck, and I just don't want to take all this stuff up to the guest house. I need storage down here at the main house because otherwise this is what my back patio looks like, and that's not good. We can't have it like that. And then I'm never finding stuff that I need. So good news is we found this. We've got some PVC glue. We've got one of my favorite tools, the Milwaukee PVC cutter. Probably not something a lot of people would use very often, but when you need it, it is a phenomenal tool. I recommend getting one of these. Cuts up to 2-inch. Alrighty, so again, this is not 100% proper and kosher technique, but for what we're doing, we'll survive. This glue is also kind of partially dried. I don't feel like cracking open a new one. Oh, stay. Oh yeah, that's it's a little more than partially dried. Good news is it's a little bit thicker on this conduit, so hopefully that'll help, you know, hold it a little bit better. There we go. All right, you do your thing and dry. A little rough estimate of where we want to cut this other piece right there. We'll grab the Milwaukee cutter, and it's really that simple. Right there, done. God, this glue is useless. All right, it's not gonna do much, guys. It's not gonna do much, but whatever. So this wire is pretty flimsy. I don't know if we're gonna get it all the way through. I don't think I have that much fish rod. We might have to grab a vacuum, grab a little bit of string line and suck it through, tie it off on that end, and then pull it back. What's up, Willie? You coming to investigate? Yeah. So I've got my Milwaukee backpack vacuum. I found some twine and some paper towel. See, electricians do this all the time. You basically wad up the paper towel a little bit to make it kind of airtight. You tie your string to that wad, and then you suck it from one side all the way to the other. So I'm assuming it's probably better if we start on the smaller side and suck it this way versus if we make a little bit bigger of a wad and we have to try to get it to shrink down a little bit to go into that 3/4. We don't need that big of a plug, just something kind of small. Again, make sure there's no dirt in there. We'll probably suck all that out with the vacuum. I feel like that'll work right there. A little double knot for safety. Oh, did I leave enough? Good enough. All right, we'll throw a little bit of electrical tape on her too, just in case. We'll load it into the chamber. Hopefully that's tight enough. Alrighty, so I tried to lay it out in a way that hopefully it won't get caught on anything. Maybe you guys can see that, but there's also gravel here, so it's probably gonna get stuck. But there's only one way to find out, so let's go to the other side here and fire up the vacuum. You know, I probably should have tested this sensor to make sure it works before we get to this point, but where's the fun in that? So let's shrink down. Let's just turn it on and see what happens. Hopefully it's a quick thing. Oh, we're getting all the rocks out of there. But we're not getting any. Nope, no plug coming through. That's not good. I'm gonna tape this side up and then go to the other side and see if we finagle it a little bit on the other side, if we can get it to go. Oh, there's nothing worse than when tape does that. I'm sure this is great for the vacuum. All right, well, looks like some friends have joined us also. Let's see what's going on this side. Oh, it looks like we were working. Look at that. We might not have had enough. Might not have had enough twine going out. There we go. We're in. I think we might have even sucked it up into there. That's what it sounded like. Ugh. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that's inside the vacuum. So on the other side, I went ahead and tied off to our string with the wire. And now, if all goes according to plan, we just pull this booger all the way through. And we should, I hope I didn't make this PVC too long. I just kind of guessed when we got over there. Oh no, wire, oh, no. No, the wire came off. Yeah, I didn't tape that nearly as good as I should have. That sucks. Alrighty guys, so I've gone back to the other end. I've remade up a little missile. Let's turn on the vacuum real quick. Hopefully suck that other piece up in there. Cool. Now let's see if we can get this to work a second time. There we go, look at that. That actually kind of worked like it was supposed to. So what happened last time is this got a little bit tangled up. That's why when I tugged it, it was too tight. It was kind of bunched up right there and it wouldn't go through. So this time I've got it run all the way straight that way, back this way. It should be hopefully a nice straight pull. And again, we're gonna tape the crap out of it. And we got the horse lending a snout, I guess. We're ready to go this time. Hopefully no issues. Alrighty, so we got our wire through. We're a little shorter than I would like to be, but I think we're gonna be able to make it work. We've got enough wire. We're just getting to this part of the control board. So I'm now looking at my instructions because every motor is different. I think we are in this world right here. Yep, DKR 1100. So I think I have this wired up properly. We've got all of our connections coming in, and then we've got this sensitivity board, which you would think they would have had a connector on it because that would have been nice. However, we'll have to wire nut those together even though they're a little small for that. But you kind of have it as a pass through. This wire is supposed to splice into this one. However, I just wired them both together because I don't think that's going to make a difference. But this is how we adjust the sensitivity of the, I guess the magnet over there. I don't really know. And then it also came with one of these little adapter board things, which I think you only have to use for a different model, not the model that I have. But we are going to find out. I don't really know how to test this. I mean, I guess the excavator is kind of parked right next to it. Let's kick some power on to the gate motor. Having this setup has been nice that Sergio built for me with the circuit breaker because it's very easy just to kill power to this thing. There we go. We now have power and I don't know what triggers it. I don't know if it knows that the excavator's there, so I guess the excavator's not in the best spot to trigger it. Maybe the golf cart will trigger it. Should be enough metal on that thing. Let's put this booger where we're gonna want her. Remember, they want this 2 inches below the, oh, okay, well, hey, look at that. It triggered. Alrighty, y'all, we are all buried. Doesn't look too bad. We don't have too many dirt spots in here. The gate just opened when I walked by it though, so I think we are way too sensitive. So either that or it's picking up the truck. I don't think it's picking up the truck. I know it picked up my shovel at one point, but it shouldn't have triggered with me walking by. I mean, it would be kind of cool if it does, because then I can just walk out the gate without having to have a remote in my hand or a keypad. Let's see what happens when it closes right now. I'm gonna walk by it again and see. I mean, literally the only thing metal on me is this GoPro, and there's barely any metal in that, and I guess my cell phone in my pocket. I don't have keys on me or nothing. Alrighty, so I'm gonna walk up to the gate now. The sensor is somewhere in here. Let's see if we trigger it by walking around it. Okay, well, that time we didn't do anything. It could also be that the gate's in some weird learning programming. When we first installed this thing, it took like 20 openings and closings, and like it would just automatically close itself, automatically open itself, and do a bunch of weird stuff till it just kind of figured things out. Let's kind of hold the GoPro down here. Oh, there we go. That worked. I think it's safe to say we are way too sensitive, so we're gonna turn it down even more. It was at the halfway mark on the sensitivity meter, but we're gonna go even lower than that. So let's see. We might as well just, there we go. We're almost all the way at minimum. So we're gonna use the golf cart as a test. I'm gonna stay as far away from the sensor as I can because I'm going the wrong way right now. But it's probably gonna pick up the golf cart. Turned it, after we turned it way down, let's see. I feel like I was close enough. I kind of wanted it to pick up there. All right, let's turn around. We're gonna pretend we're a car leaving. And again, you know, obviously there's a lot more metal on a car and nothing. Alrighty, this is why we're doing tests. Before we close it all up. Back way on, oh, and now it opens. But first we get a little wire nut on here. Turn the sensitivity back up a little bit there. We're gonna call that good, and I'm just gonna close this up, and we're gonna hope for the best. Alrighty, here we go. Last and final test with the golf cart. Hopefully this works. There we go. Maybe I'm going too fast. You know, we gotta go 3.2 miles an hour or something along those lines. That's lame. Watch, it's gonna work when we back up. It's lame because I already screwed everything back together. All right, it works on the way back. Well, I'm gonna end this video because your boy has some ribs I gotta throw on the smoker, and you know, I feel like it's not gonna be make or break whether or not I adjust this perfectly for the video. You guys see it works. Again, sorry, not the most exciting video, but it's just something I had to get done, and you know, for those of you that like the ranch projects, I appreciate it, and hopefully, you know, this was a decent video for you guys. So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now. That way you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah.